Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. First up, incredibly sad news this morning, the passing of the absolutely indomitable, incredible, words cannot express Dolly Parton. Not entirely unexpected, as there had been news out that she had been severely ill. But yeah, just incredibly sad. I just want to put out there, well, first of all, we need to claim Dolly Parton. She was white, she was southern, she was a country singer, but she was an incredibly huge progressive. So Dolly is one of ours. She was an amazing songwriter, not just a singer, but a songwriter as well. Writing songs for Whitney Houston, amongst others. But her catalogue, both as an incredible singer and just the most amazing songwriter, is boundlessly huge and so incredibly powerful. She's now with her husband, who passed a while back, so we will take strength in that, and we will take also strength in the um, her imagination library. Now, I know the regime and red states have been cutting funding to the imagination library, but we as the people will keep that passion going. There is no bigger gift than you can give to a child than love, fair boundaries, so boundaries in life, and acceptance of who they are, where they are at, which all puts them into a basis of security. And in that base of security, the biggest gift you can give them is the gift of the ability to read. Reading equates to freedom because it means that they can then learn, they can then explore, they can critical think, they can travel the world, they can travel the universe, they can go to the past, they can go to the future, and it is also very much a basis of stepping into somebody else's shoes, which is part of empathy and compassion. So we need to continue her legacy of enabling children to the freedom of learning to read. And that's why I often say, well, what can you do? Can you help a child in your apartment block or your street or your community to learn to read? Go to the school, sit there with the kindergarten kids, volunteer, because they do have, parent volunteers go in and read to the children, or set up a children's reading group where the parents come along, but it's almost like reading time for the children. To have perhaps a safe space where they can come and just, as they get a little bit older, read for themselves. They don't necessarily have to be read to. Set up a lending library in your street. A lot of people set up like little boxes with a window on the front, a hinged box, waterproof, and put books in it that people, as they walk past, can take home, read, and return. Set up a children's one for children's books, collect second-hand children's books to stock it with. There are so many avenues that we can take to continue her legacy of this just incredibly amazing woman. Okay, on that note, sounds really crazy to, Dolly, I'm just going to say Dolly was all for reading. She was for education. She was for protecting the children. She loved drag shows and drag queens of those that dressed up as her. She was just the most amazing woman. So it feels kind of strange to actually then move on to no, actually, I'm going to leave this as a standalone. And I do want to I am going to draw some cards for Dolly. Which deck am I going to use? I might use the Around the World Oracle deck because Dolly did touch us around the world. Does mean that there will be extra readings today, but I think she deserves a standalone. So just tell me, what message is Dolly leaving for us? What legacy? I mean, the legacy is huge, absolutely. And I'm not just talking about her music catalogue, I'm talking about her compassion, her ability to love, her ability to touch people, especially children who she never met. She never had children of her own, wasn't able to do so, but that didn't stop her from reaching out and touching the lives of probably millions of children around the world through her example, through her legacy. So I've given you a couple of examples of what we can do to continue that. So let me have a look. What message is there from Dolly? Oh, goodness me, absolutely. And this is to do with the freedom of learning to read. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. And it's very much about wisdom. The sea turtle. Sea turtles live to hundreds of years old. I think the oldest is nearly 300 years, the oldest in captivity, the oldest known. When you think of what has happened in the last 300 years, the wisdom that that sea turtle must contain within itself. But knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. And this is very much about sharing the wisdom of Dolly. I have always found that mercy bears fruit, richer fruit than just strict justice. She was very much about compassion, mercy, forgiveness, understanding. And then we've got, I do not seek good fortune, I am good fortune. Now, remembering that Dolly was brought up in extreme poverty in Tennessee, she was one of, I can't remember how many children, there was a lot, a dozen or so, in a 2-bedroom dirt floor house, but she had a heart so expansive, and she was incredibly grateful for the start she had in life, her upbringing, her all that she learnt as a child, the love of her parents despite extreme poverty. And this is very much about gratitude. I do not seek good fortune, I am good fortune. And when I am good fortune, I can pass it forward. Be there for someone who has been there for you. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. And light the candle. Enlightenment. Enlightenment is ego's ultimate disappointment. Because being enlightened means that ego dissipates. And she had no ego. She knew her worth. She was incredibly grateful for the life that she had. She kept getting back up again and again and again. And she was there for those that needed her. Enlightenment. Light a candle for Dolly. Love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.